So now that we have lesson 2 kind of ready here, let's go ahead and I'm just going to place my cursor at the end here of the line for lesson 2. Press enter just to give me a little space here. And I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste some content from my notepad here. So I'll go ahead and I can either right click and I can just go ahead and paste those values in. Okay. So notice as I'm copying or pasting the text over, it's giving me a preview of what it would look like. So it's inheriting the formatting from above. I can go ahead and press Control V as well and insert that. Or I can come up here on my home tab, click on this drop down, and I get that same option here as well. So I'll go ahead and insert this text. These are some of the objectives from lesson 2. Now, this is a good example here because we want to be able to go ahead and change this, right? We don't want this to be the same as our kind of heading here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of these values here, like so. And I'll go back up here. First one to make this 12. And this is kind of where you want to determine, well, what is the size of the font that you want? So notice the default was 11. Normally it's 12. But you can go ahead and kind of establish what you want your default font size to be here as well. I don't want that to be bold. And so now that looks a lot better here as well. So we did talk about applying character formatting. Let's go ahead and talk about paragraph layout here. Okay. I want to be able to make some controls there. So notice I am on my home tab. And on my home tab in my paragraph group, I do have this option over here to kind of go ahead and establish the spacing, right? The space in between each of my lines here. I can also decrease the indent level or increase the indent level of each. Or I can go ahead and set some alignments here as well. So let's take a look at these. First, I want to kind of establish what is the spacing that I want between each here. So I'll go ahead and click on my line and paragraph spacing. Choose how much space appears between lines of text or between paragraphs. To apply the same spacing to your whole document, use the paragraph spacing options on the Design tab. So basically, if I apply any kind of spacing, it's only applying to the text that I select here. So notice as I go down, notice how the space is increasing in between each. Okay. So I can go ahead and establish one that I want. There's more line spacing options if I want to. So I can establish the spacing before and after if I want to. And on the bottom, it gives me a nice preview of what it would look like. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and press cancel here. So if I go back here, I can say add a space before a paragraph, remove space after the paragraph. Okay? And it's just kind of a matter of choosing the one that looks better here. I kind of want it to be a little tight. So I'll go ahead and say remove the space after the paragraph here. And just like that, I'm good to go. All right. Now, if you want to change the spacing for your entire document, we would need to go and click on the Design tab. So right over here on the Design tab, we'll go ahead and click there. And all the way over here to our right, we do have in our document formatting command group, we have this option here for paragraph spacing. So if we were to mouse over this, it tells us this option will change the spacing of your entire document, including new paragraphs. You can choose between predefined values or specify your own. So if I click here, I kind of have this default spacing here. So notice it's showing me after it's an 8 point and the line spacing is 1.08. I can change to no paragraph space and take a look at how my entire document now is changing. But I'm not applying it. I'm just kind of mousing over here. So I have this compact option here. I have this tight option, open, and double. Now I prefer to come in here actually and establish it because what I want that tight spacing here. So I'll go there and do that. It's a very subtle difference. when you actually take a look at the numbers, but it makes a big difference in your presentation. So I'll go ahead and apply that there. I'll go back to my home tab and take a nice look here. I think that looks pretty good. I don't want a lot of empty space in between my lines here. I want to be efficient and make use of the paper here as well in case I need to print it. Very good. So go ahead, include some text on the formatting text and paragraphs. Go ahead and play with the individual paragraph spacing. Head over to your design tab and apply a line spacing to your entire document there, and then come right back.